Am I live? Am I really live? Yes, I think I'm live. Do I have audio? Quality is atrocious. Let's see. It's first time that I'm using this. I'm using Streamlabs instead of OBS, so it might get a little bit iffy. The only reason I swapped is because this one I can easily put the live chat. So let me just try to see if I can just do some chatting. If I can open a second window. And also I don't know if anyone is watching because now I don't have access to the stats. Very intriguing. Okay, so let me check. I think everything is okay. I think, yeah, I can see the viewership. For some reason, okay, I see the chat. It's not easy to read, but let me just try to do something in here very quickly to see if the chat. Okay. So it may take a time for the chat to appear on the here on the side, but let's try to do it. Let me just configure a little bit. Sorry for the, because you cannot test the chat for some reason. I'll try. Okay. Okay, now, yeah, I think this is better with the box behind, so it's easier to see. So now you can see your message on the left of the screen. So I think it's easier for people to know if they rewatch the video for some sort of self-torture, and they can read the questions if for some reason I forget about them. So Scruff UK Barty X77, thank you for being in the live. This is basically everything that I've got during the 11/11 sale. It's still some wild cards. I think I didn't mention on the previous live. Again, remember, if you have any questions, feel free to put them on the chat. I will try to go through all of them if I can and I know the answer. Just don't ask me how to do catfishing or heavy jigging on the sea, because that's not what I do. But what I had, of course, I bought more bits and bobs like hooks and a bit of line just to make the money for the coupon. I saw that some deals and some prices moved around a little bit, which annoy me. And let's start until I get some questions. I'll run through for of what I've got, other than, again, like stuff that I'm always using, like these sort of hooks and that kind of stuff. I've got those little crankbaits. This one is from Letoyo, even though in here it says 50 millimeters and 3.2 grams. I don't believe it. It's less than 50 millimeters. So they are measuring it from the tip to the tail, and that's of course will be bigger. I reckon this would be like 32 millimeters, something like that. It looks pretty cool. It looks like a fish that just got attacked. I think this will work very well for chub and maybe for trout. Already gets barbless hooks, which is a nice bonus. Again, Litoyu very affordable. 3 euros, so uh, 3 euros in the store will get you maybe a lower quality crankbait that will not run as well as this one. Also got this small guy from Bass Legend. So this is a 28 millimeter 2.6 gram crankbait, very small. I will try to use this on the small stream that you see me fishing on the winter. So I will try to, because this is sort of a wake, but there is very low, and I want to get some video of a bigger chub attacking and smashing this sort of stuff. Of course, I will take this stupid treble out. Probably put it somewhere else, because the trebles that come with the Bass Legend crankbaits usually are very good and will last you a long time. I also got this from Bass Legend. This color is atrocious. I didn't get this one. Also the pictures from them sometimes are very crappy. What I got was this one. Again, not much colors to choose from with Bass Legend, which is a shame, because they have horrid color schemes like this that look like a rattle can paint job, and then they have like good ones like this. So it's the only annoying part from Bass Legend hardbaits. I mentioned this on the live. I got this, not this one. I got this color, the GP568. So I did something different on this video. So I, as usual, all the links on the description, and I want to thank everyone that bought things on the 1111 through the affiliate links. That's what helped me being able to afford the other stuff that I can test. So if you are eager and patient, you can see me getting good deals or wasting my money, so you don't have to waste yours. But I got it on this color. Everything will have this exact model on you will have the name, the price, so the ballpark of the price in euros, the name of the item, and the specific model that I've bought. With lures, I didn't do that because lures are very like area specific, so I will not bother you with the colors that I usually use, because even with me it varies a lot. Depends if it's raining, I will need to get chartreuse stuff because the water is murky, and chartreuse works better for chub in here. It's a very confusing story. But this one I got in this color. I quite like the pink, yellowish, and almost see-through way they look. So first question from a ginger fisherman. I think you could read it. I think I need to put a little bit more time on the chat, but either way I will read it. After the microbite spinning 0.3, I have just put the microbite casting 0.5 to 5 grams. Similar specs to reflex arc and a quarter of the price. Your thoughts? What reel? I'm using the Devil's Wire, barbed wire. Okay, if you are lucky and you get a good spool of Devil's wire braid, even if it's good, because I have one that sort of works on the I think the Caesar VX0. So it's 0.5 to 5. If you want to go low, and funny enough, I got that rod also in the travel version, the microbite casting, the 198 meters. But I will talk that when I get there. I would go with, if I want to keep it budget, I would probably go with iStar Aurora. Again, very clunky, but it can cast the 0.5 grams, and it's probably the only one at that ballpark. But if you just want to throw from 2 to 5 Anatono Silverino, I would go with something like that for simpleness of using it on a very affordable baitcaster. The Anatono Silverino. If not, if you want to risk it a little bit to get that juice out of the rod, I would go with iStar Aurora or the iStar Geo or the iStar SCF. So the Geo is just a little bit better put together than the Aurora. The CF, from what I heard, it's like a properly built reel, but again, it's iStar and it can have some clunkiness. But either way, that would be my option. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you might want to try to get since now the Pure Lure Silver Feather Air is a goner, at least I didn't see any updates on stock. Maybe the Cast King Valine Teagle 2 Pro, so the one that looks like red wine, the color, not the black one. That one is actually pretty good. It's the same, basically the same reel, a little bit more refined in my opinion than the Pure Lure Silver Feather Air. Sort of a small improvement because it came later on the production of that frame. I don't know how it will be because I couldn't find it on Aliexpress, but it appears on Temu for 80 euros. So if you have access to that, you can order it through there. But that would be basically my choices. I would keep very simple, so 0.6 PE braid on it, like 0.10, 0.11 millimeters. Just throw a short leader and cast it to oblivion. I think I answered your question. Moving on, reels. And I think someone asked me about if they should upgrade the Cast King Valine Teagle 2, the spinning reel. And again, everything is by price, so right now I will cover all the spinning reels that I've got. I was not getting this, but I ordered another reel from the Lean News store, even though this says Shillant. It's on the Lean News store. The reel looks, and I think will be crap, because I never had any luck with cheap reels from Linux. So that's it. But again, as you can see, it says it will densely pack the braid, and that's what I'm interested in to coming next year. So let's see the specs in here, because I just bought it in Impulse. Very simple wire on the whale. Again, in here you always have the photos of the order of the line lay on other reels. You in here can see the internal, so, and this will come in handy on a bit when I explain what is my prediction for the future of CDM spinning reels. You have in here like a gear just to slow the movement of the worm gear on the main shaft, the up and down movement, so the loops of the line get tighter and more compact together, so the movement of the spool gets slow because of the relation of the gears, and with that you get a tighter spiral, so all the loops will be closer together. And you can get it with a soft rubber grip and the metal grip. I got the 1000 with rubber grip because I think this reel will be huge. For some reason they have in here the 500 and 800 options, but you cannot order them. I would like to have the 800, but it is what it is. and it cost me, I think with the coupons and everything, I think it cost me like 11 euros, something like that. So very, very affordable. And I was very lucky with the promotions. So that's why you see some things in here that on my shopping list and some things that are missing. Because sometimes you get more coins discount. For some reason, the price will be cheaper when you put it on the cart. That sort of stuff. So I got this for I think 11 euros. This one it's still the same price, but I think in the end when I put everything together, all the coupons and everything, I just pay I think 19 euros. So this is the Cast King Royal Megatron. I already spoke about it. So quite cheap. This is not a normal Megatron, so I don't know how will be the footing on the reel. But you've seen the previous one cost like 14 euros. It already featured a double sliders. This one also has double sliders, as you can see in here. It also has the reduction gear in between the gears from the that come from your reeling in. So you have one more gear there. Fairly light. Hello Hokoyoko. Yeah, YouTube noticed you. So I was just starting to cover the spinning reels that I've got. You didn't miss too much. So I've got the Casking Royal Megatron. I think I paid like close to 20 euros. 172 grams, 3 kilos of drag. It looks pretty cool, I would say, for the price. I don't know how will be the body, but again, the same promise: slow oscillation, lines and loops tightly packed together. One thing I forgot to mention, I really want to try, because if this reel functions, I will try to just put mono. There is a video on TikTok with a bit of braid headed. Then the dude pulls on it and shows off the drag until the spool empties up. I don't think I understand that. What do you mean? So it's just peeling the braid? Something like that? Okay. Oh, I think I can make the messages. Permanent? But for some reason they are... Jesus, this is... I'm still messing with the streaming. Okay. I think this will fix it. So I just changed the delay for the messages to disappear. Okay. I counted like 12 to 13 braid loops on the spool. With the reel that I was showing or with the Royal Megatron? Creel 0.4. Yeah, you are not late to the party. We are still starting, so it's 20 minutes. Sorry, I thought it was 10, so maybe this will be 3 hours long again. No, basically I was saying I will probably put mono on this to make a very, very cheap combo. Okay, send me to Instagram. I cannot show it yet because I'm still trying to mess with the streaming platform, but either way, I will look into it and maybe next live I will show you. Or maybe I will do a video of myself trying to test it. But this one, I really want to put maybe a copolymer, and if it's any good, I will send it to my dad because he has a hard time dealing with leader knots. So just fish with like copolymer or something like that, and it's very, if it works I will be very glad, because it's a very affordable approach for fishing. And I have no idea on, again, double sliders, I have no idea on on the, I think they only have the table. Yeah, it looks cool. So this is the 1000. I didn't see this picture before, so let me see if there's any info. Yeah, it's only the 2000 and the 3000. So 8 kilos, 4 plus 1 ball bearings, which makes me think that this reel 235 grams, it will be quite heavy. But either way, it's very cheap, so I don't care. This one is actually very cheap, but I want this to work also, because again, casking, it's sort of a established brand by now. So this one I'm very curious if it works. If it would work, this is the trend that I'm seeing. So you already have very affordable one piece bales. You already have like, and I'm talking about 15-20 euro reels with one piece bale wire. You also have double sliders on almost every budget reel from China. If they master not being, and I'm starting to agree with more people. So bring felt washers to ultralight and super ultralight spinning reels. So everything under 1000, put felt washers. Not that if they are properly maintained and properly set up, they will work the same, and probably carbon washers will outlast the felt in terms of maintaining the performance. But felt washers are very easy to maintain. You just drop oil in them and you're set for like 3 or 6 more months. If it's a very open drag. If it's a closed, like you have a rubber gasket, it's set for 1 year if you fish it like normally. But again, casking Royal Megatron, I got it for around 20-21 euros. Double slider, slow oscillation, screw-in handle, aluminium spool. I don't know if it's a one piece, well, it's not, but at least it's the one with like a sort of slider. So I think it will be very good value for what I paid for it. This one, it's already went up in price. This is the Casking Black Valiant Eagle. I think it was at 36 euros when I got it. And I think on the final I paid 28 euros with all the coupons. Again, Casking, it's a very weird store. You bundle things. I think if you buy more than one thing from them, you get like even cheaper prices. So last time I bought the green, fluorescent green Zephyr and the Zephyr SFS, and I think I paid the price of I think I paid less than the normal price of the Zephyr SFS for both of them. I just bought this reel because even though it's not my favorite reel, the Castrol, it's a solid reel. So other than the drag being a little bit iffy, because it's carbon again, and it's not, I don't think it's set properly. I think it's very pressured, the drag system on the Castrol. You might mess with it, take the springs out, but it's like an on and off switch. And with this you get similar mechanics, so a solid reel. It's just a little bit, I think 10 grams or less than 10 grams more heavy, and I got it for 20 something euros. If it goes cheap, and I think it goes cheap on Aliexpress all the time, it goes cheap on, if you like go scroll on Team or other platforms, it gets very cheap there. And if you are on America and tariffs come back or go down, or you cannot order the mini me exclusion, you be also able to get this, I think, on stores or Walmart or whatever, or on Amazon. Either way, very inexpensive. It's if it's as good as the Castrol and just a little bit more heavy, I will have no problems with it being that much cheaper than the Castrol. It's even better. This may get the S tier if it performs as good as the Castrol and it's a lot cheaper. It might get there. The original reel that sent me on this trend. So someone sent me this, a friend of mine, because he really likes very perfect line lay. It makes a lot of sense because every time you have like crossed line lay with braid, you have a little bit more abrasion on braid, so it will try to stick to itself a little bit more. Every time you have like a cross spool, it may drag. So how can I explain it easier? If you have like the braid going across the spool from like down the spool to up, you have more distance on the braid, so the loop is longer. With the loop being longer, and when you're casting, you are starting your cast, the line that is coming out starts on the bottom. If that loop coming out of the reel during the cast catches the the part of that crossed loop that is lower, it will drag it and it will take it out of the spool without the line unwinding, and that's how you get one of the ways that you get wind knots. If you have everything tightly packed, the loops will just come out perfectly and it's a lot better. That's why you see very proficient guys on baitcasters. Sometimes they will peel a little bit of drag and wind and wind again, just for a reason, to change the place where the line guide is. So every time they'll reel it back, they will pull a little bit of line just to get away for the line get evenly distributed. With spinning reels, it's not the same problem, but it will give you the same result. V.E. Bogdan. I also got myself the Beer King Zeus Air 1500. Even though I was really close to buy the new Megatron or the King Snake. I just hope I will not regret. I also cross braid on spool will cause wind knots. Yeah, that's the reason. This year I had a lot of problems with wind knots, with braid, with reels, and with rods, and everything was related with line. And it's it's one of the most annoying things that you have, especially like I think I have a lot of people that are like to buy a lot of gear watching my videos, but I also have a lot of people getting into ultralight watching my videos because they want something affordable. And that's one of the most annoying things, because you lose 10 meters of line, you might maybe tie your leader knots at home, and you cannot really do them very well on the get-go on near the water, and losing that much line, it's very annoying. And then you have to retie everything again. So if we can get rid of them, it will be very nice. But this was the first rule that caught my attention, that we already had I would say some offer on the market. But again, my opinion is that as soon as Chinese folks get so again, remember, this king snake has, I would guess, I don't know if there's any picture in here. Let me check. I don't think they have the internals in here. Fender fingers. You can fix the Castrol with felt washers or drag grease, on the carbon disc. No more, no on off. Yeah, that's what I did with mine. I put grease on the carbon washers, and then I took a little bit of the pressure that you have on the spool cap itself, but I think the felt is the better option. I might know. I will do. Probably I need to stop buying so much stuff. Or I would just do tier lists with crap. Because my problem is that if you have a crap item, I want to show you that is crap. But I also can't do too much videos showing that things are crap, because no one that is buying them will watch the video, because usually are obscure things, or it's like a quality control roulette. The video will do very badly, so it will not reach anyone, and it will not Another question: what copolymer line is it you are thinking for your father to use? Is it by casting? I have to have a handful of leaders ready tied. I did a handful of leaders with my father. It did not work. So I will just move to copolymer. I usually use the Monster for by Signite. Very affordable. I will order some from Zukibo and we'll try it, but right now I'm just with. I had some from Casking. I cannot remember if I like it. It was a long time ago. Right now I just use the one from Signite. What I was telling, I was trying to find if there's any info in here about the internals, but I would guess that internally this wheel will have double sliders. You have a carbon infused polymer. You have the rubber washers in here to prevent water on the going up the spool. You have O-rings on the knobs. You have screw-in handles, Shimano style. One piece bale wire. You have a skirt. Most likely why people go for Shimano over Daiwa, and also due to Daiwa being a pain to do maintenance on. From what I fish mentioned, not even a $500 plus Daiwa will lay line as good as old Tiger, that is 120 euros. Yeah, funny you mentioned that. As a reel, from what I know, people usually prefer at the same price point of the Vanford and like the Luvias. Usually people love Luvias, but what people love on the Vanford, and actually from the Ultigra up, it's the way that the line lays so perfectly. But yeah, it's one thing, and it's funny that you mentioned that. But again, you get a skirt. I've seen reels with the same drag system as Shimano has, so in here it's the reverse of this. So you will have in here like aluminium piece with like a triangular teeth, and it will be the spool itself that will have the spring making the sound. It actually sounds better, and I think it's easier to replace everything, because the things that you have inside of the spool are just crap. But again, as you can see, you have a skirt, you have O-rings on all the screw-in connections, you have rubber gaskets. You are starting to get a lot of stuff. They just need to put the quality there, and you are good to go. So very very promiser. Again, you get carbon 5 kilos on the 1500S. If you are interested for some reason on this reel, I would not recommend it to buy right now because it has been out for some time. Please, and I'm not saying this for you to watch my review, but watch my review first because I had some disappointments with the Linux already. That's why it's probably better to wait. Again, 117 grams, so 170 grams. So again, as I was saying, there's two versions. So I don't know if they have similar internals, but as you can see, the weight is a little bit different. Pisca Maniac line lay on Caldia is almost perfect. You don't need aero wrap. Yeah, that's what people tell me. It's almost perfect, but people that have both, they will prefer like the Daiwa overall on the same price point like Vanford and Arity. They will prefer the Arity, but they will still stay that the positive point over the Daiwa is just a line lay on the Vanford. And I got another spinning reel, the last one. Actually, not the last one. I got two more spinning reels, but a lot more expensive. So I got a good deal with coupons on the on this one, even though it's a little bit heavier and it will be probably bigger. I never see no one do reviews on this, probably because it's very, very expensive for a CDM reel. I think overall I paid 70, 80 euros for this. This is the Pure Lure. I think they have a typo in here. It's the Pure Lure. It says Pioneer Elite, but I think it's Pioneer. Yeah, it's Pioneer Elite. It's a magnesium alloy body, so sort of a Stradic style body. And as you can see in here, this is the internal gearing. You have a lot of reduction for, you guessed it, slow oscillation of the main shaft. Again, I talk with Pure Lure a lot because if you saw the tier list video, I already fished with the Pure Lure Silver Feather spinning. I already fished with the Cheetah. My reels are the complete opposite of what people post on the reviews. So people say that the Cheetah it's very, very tight and the has a lot of inertia starting up, and the Silver Feather is perfectly smooth. My experience, it's very, very different. BarTX77, for this amount you already have the Shimano Stradic. Yeah, but the thing is, I got it this way cheaper. I didn't pay the price that is in here. I paid, I think, 76 or 80 euros for this. I cannot remember correctly, but I think I pay around that. That's the only way I would get this reel at this price point. Again, as I said, it was something that I was not getting, but as soon as I had the opportunity to get for that price point, I had to run with it. I got some credit from another order, and everything put together I paid a lot less for this reel, 80 euros. Again, I want to see how it is, because, and after I order it, I contact Pure Lure and they say that is a luxury item. Hopefully it will be, because at this price point it really needs to be. I would say for you to pay 100, it's not 167 because you have a lot of coupons to put on top of this. You have like 5 euros off from Pure Lure, and then you have like 20 or something off from Aliexpress, and plus 5% off with coins. Sounds like Pure Lure are over tightening screws, just loosen and retightening. My first idea with the silver feather spinning being so tight, it's the same that I had with the Fuego. I have a friend with a Fuego. Both of them, the old and the new, and the old feel way better than the new, and the new on the beginning felt very bad, very tight, and after a couple of outings, it started to feel very good. It might be the bearings, the sealing on the bearings, making them tighter. But continuing on, I think now I get alert. So someone subscribed. So I cannot read the name. Sorry, it's in Cyrillic. So I will pass that pronunciation. Either way, this sounds very promising again for the price point. It's the price point of the Fuego. The Fuego, I already had experience with it. I promised on the last video that I will try to find like yardsticks so I can compare Daiwa and Shimano stuff with Chinese stuff, so you know if you are like wasting money or saving money buying budget stuff from Aliexpress. So I already fished with a Revros, a Sienna, FX, Daiwa Hard. I think at the €50 mark point, unless you really don't want to mess with Chinese, they have the market like for themselves. Until €50, even the Legales and Legales JDM, it's not easy to find for €50. Just get the Kingdom Tagman, the original one, the C2000S for ultralight fishing. At this price point, it starts to be a little bit weird because I don't think the Pure Lure Silver Feather is any better than the Fuego. So, and they are sort of around the same price point. The Chinese version of the Fuego, which is basically the same, it's even cheaper. So that's that. But again, I got this very cheap. I hope it will be a awesome reel. It seems to have a lot of technology. Screw for UK. I gotta catch some sleep. Cheers for the tip, amigo. No problem. Just enjoy your sleep. It's pretty nice to be able to sleep. So again, very large discs. I think this will be very similar to a Stradic in terms of this construction. I'm not talking about quality. I will only talk about quality and if it works when I have it on my hand. A lot of drag. It's a fast reel, so 6.4 to 1 gear ratio, 9 kilos of drag, 10 plus 1 ball bearings, 197 grams. Again, right on par with my Regal. Moving on, so this one came out as a surprise. It's the Shimano Ultegra, the 2025, and the reason that I've got it's because I think it's the cheapest model that you can get that has the same gearing as the Vanford, the Stradic, and that sort of stuff, and you can even extract more value from it. So another question, Qgly. So Silver Feather Air worth it over Zana for casting distance? Depends. I have to be honest. Really depends. If you are casting like over 3 grams, the distance will be the same until you're getting like to very heavy stuff. And then the Zana will just win. Under 3 grams, Silver Feather Air, or under 4, let's call it 4 grams. Under 4 grams, Silver Feather Air will win. Over 4 grams, the Zana will like start to get it. And after you pass like the 6-7 grams, the Zana will win. But one thing that you will get with the Zana, it's on longer casts. It will work better, so you will get a lot more control when the lure drops on the water. So the Silver Feather Air is a great reel. It's the reel that I use the most, I think. Usually it's the reel that I've paired with most of my ultralight BFS rods to test them, because I'm very, very comfortable with it. And I have to say that, yeah, it really depends on what you're casting. But I have to tell, in a little bit of a heavier Piscamaniac, I bought Soar Air BB cheaper than Ultegra. BB is upgraded version of old Ultegra. Yeah, I got this one because so this price is a little bit misleading. I didn't get it on this store, I get it on Fishing On store, but for some reason it's not there anymore. Hopefully they will send it. So I'm not showing you this for nothing. Maybe they are out of stock, I don't know. But I got the C2000 SHG, 180 grams, 3 kilos of drag, very long winding, so 81 centimeters. And it will not take a lot of line, 0.8 to P, it will take 110 meters. And it has 6 ball bearings, or 5-1 ball, I don't know what that means. But there's a lot of upgrades that you can make on this. So you have a nylon, the thingy that makes the sound, so the toothed gear that makes the drag sound, it's nylon. You can upgrade it. There are a lot of places selling upgrade part on Aliexpress for this, costs like 11 euros. And you can, because this, after 1 year, if you run a lot of drag, it will start to get like eaten, and you can just upgrade it. You can upgrade the knob for ball bearings. It's very, very cheap. I think I buy the ball bearings. The Marvelous Mock Xiao, a good deal. I saw it's the cheapest rod with Toray M40 plus. Okay. I need to open, let me just open a window very, very fast, because with Marvelous, the naming, so it's this the one that I have, or is this a different model? So this is very similar to the rod that I have, which is the Shadow. I quite like mine. Yeah, this is slightly heavier for some reason. For any chance, do you know what is the cast weight of the one that you saw? So this is the same. Let me check. Yeah, they are all the same. So the minimum cast weight that you can get, it's 2 to 12 grams. Man, if it has anything to do with which it seems, because the grips are the same and the general look of the rod, it's very similar to the one that I have. I have the Magic Shadow, or whatever they call it, and it's such a nice rod. So it's like a bass rod but mini, so it's quite good. I quite like it. So the last 3 times I went fishing, I took it because I was trying to see the problems with Caesar Zero, the upgraded version. The weight of the rod. Yeah, I understand that it was the weight of the rod. So 78 to 80 grams is nothing out of the normal for 6 foot or 180 meters. But as I was saying, the rod that I've tested, it's not this one, but it's very, very similar to this one. And I'm trying to see if I can see the name, but I cannot. Okay, Lemoran. So it's probably a very, very similar blank. It's awesome rod. I got a very, let's call it, it's a 40 centimeter bass. It's not very huge. It's like 1.5. Let's call it a 2 pounder. But it's not a 2 pounder from a reservoir. It's a 2 pounder from a river with current. So it dealt with it with no problems, and the cast weight on mine, it's, if I remember correctly, 2 to 8 grams. So if this is made from the same guys, it has the same grip. The grip, it's actually very comfortable. Even with fishy hands, you still can hold a grip quite well. So I can say you have my blessing to go for it. It's if the blanket's even better, it's an awesome rod. So that's my opinion. I don't like to give opinions on things that I don't own, but being this similar to the one that I have, I think it will be good, and it's the same price. So back to the Shimano. Why did I get it? So it's 5 +1 ball bearings. You can put 2 more on the knob, already 7-1. You can put 1 on the main shaft. It has a bushing. Is yours better than the MiFine Microbite? The Microbite has one thing against it. It's that it's the best rod under 100 euros. The best blank under 100 euros on Aliexpress, but is a generalist rod. You can do everything with it. The one that I was talking about, Mavlos, which is not the exact model that you are asking. I have the model, which is maybe the same model but a lower weight. It's a baby bass rod. And probably the one that you are asking about is like a bass finesse rod. It's different applications, probably worst value, but if you value fun, on the way that you're fishing, if you're fishing with, like, let's call it bass techniques. So if you are throwing cross on the bottom, if you are throwing like spinning stuff, if you're throwing like paddle tails, that's like specific bass techniques, in casting, it's chef's kiss. It's very, very fun. The Microbite is just good. It's just a very, very good rod. It's hard to explain. It's the same thing with MiFine Outrange. The Outrange, it's 24-ton blank, so very, very cheap blank. The finishing is worse than the Microbite. The blank is worse than the Microbite. The guides are worse than the Microbite. But it's so much fun, and you have to also consider it when buying a rod, especially if you have the income to do it and you just want to have variety of rods for different situations. It starts to make sense. If you don't have the budget or you don't like to hoard tackle, Microbite it's a better option. Where I was at, the Shimano Ultegra. So you have a lot of pads to upgrade with this reel. So you can upgrade, again, as I said, the drag mechanism. You can upgrade, and this one also has a one-piece whale. I think it's the first time on the Ultegra family, and I got it with all the coupons for 100 euros. Hopefully it's not out of stock or they have some stocking problems, and I got it, and it will serve as the yardstick. I think someone mentioned iFish. I fish disassembled this reel. That's where I took the ideas for all the upgrading possibilities. So I think you can take a little bit of weight with if you get a different handle, and you have handles on the same color scheme as this reel, so you can get it maybe to 170 grams. You can upgrade the line guide for double ceramic bearings and silicon nitride. Insect air and cocoon rods look neat also, but no idea how they compare to my fine microbite. I own the 5 gram and also the 3 grams. Um, they are worse, I guess. So they are a bit softer. I don't own one, but I know who owns one in the microbite, and that's their opinion. They are like softer rods. Um, and I think that's it. And I have like small hands, and I have the Rivera, the Caesar Rivera, that has sort of the same style of like real seat, and even for my hands, which are not big, it still feels a very bit thin. So it's not thin enough like the super ultralight rods with Mifine. Even if you hold a blank, it's like holding a pencil, but it's not large enough where you can grip them. Also, on another more premium reel with coupons is the new Abu Garcia Revos SP Beast. So, uh, Abu Garcia. I don't think I have never had anything from Abu Garcia. I might take a look, but I want first to try this one. I think this Ultegra will be a huge sale on Anatono Starfall right now. Can get it for around 28 euros with coupons. I saw it. It was, I think, 34 euros base price. I'm yet to test it. The DC reels that I have in here, I might test them just with casting. Probably no fish catches. Bass are gone. Sander, it's still not here. Chub are still wandering around, probably floating away with the current because we are having immense rains in Portugal right now. So I might try to do a unboxing with just casting test just to see how it performs. But I heard that so I have one that has a different logo on the side, and for some reason people say that the first version is better. The Chronic Casturbator, nice username. Hello brother, thanks for your awesome work watching from Australia. Another Aussie. Yeah, I would say I have a lot. I have some viewership from there. And I'm also friends with Yap Fishing, so nice. But enough from the Shimano Ultegra. Why did I get it? Because I think this reel will be recommended from a lot of people on YouTube. So I think with the price increase on the Nasi, with the price increase on the Stradic and the Vanford, at least on the States, this reel will start to get a lot more relevant on the upcoming years. So as a yardstick, to see if any cheaper budget reels will get near it, I think it will be a good yardstick. Ultegra is a great reel. My Stella doesn't feel a lot better than the Soar. I think the Stella, I had one in the hand like schoolers, what is that? That thank you for the donation, the super chat, but I have no idea what it's francs. Czech Republic use euros, so it's not from Czech Republic. Trying to decipher the coin, but either way, thank you. it helps. Uh, Again, I was saying I have a friend that has a fishing store, and I try to do the opposite on my Portuguese channel. Not that I post that often, but basically, I get like I can go through all the catalogs and try to buy things, because just the other day I had a kid that asked me on the water what it could get to like fish like me, because usually people have the idea that the fisherman is someone that is there waiting and pondering for hours and catching one fish every 30 minutes if it's lucky. And when I go wading, there are days that I catch like baby chub every minute. And it's a lot of fun for a kid. And he asked me for advice, and I said this and this and this, and I said, I don't have credit card, I cannot buy things. My parents don't let me buy things on Aliexpress. And I said, there's a store, you can go there with your dad. They have like ice fishing reel, it's 15 euros. You put mono in it, you get this rod from this brand, and you can make a combo for like with everything, even lures, for 60 euros, and that's a lot easier. So I do the reverse. So I go through a lot of catalogs, and it's very very hard to do budget stuff for cheap in at least in Portugal. So I lost my point. Look it up when you can. It has the same internals as the Xenon, but slightly heavier due to bigger gear. 17% bigger than Xenon. I have to pay more attention to Abu Garcia, because the ultimate frontier for my Portuguese channel is find a cheap BFS baitcaster, which I think it will be impossible. But moving on, so I think now we can go to casting reels. What did I got? I got flagged by Aliexpress for opening too much windows, so I have to. Jesus, it went away. But again, thank you for the super chat, Google. I got this. It will be crap. I know it will be crap. Swiss francs. Okay, thank you. Don Reed checking in from Colorado. Mihaida 86 appeared. So hello everyone that appeared right now. So I got this just because it looks cool. It's I say it's probably completely useless, because I think this is a jigging reel. But look how cute it is in the hand. It's completely useless. I think I pay 14 euros for this. It will be just like a something to decorate. It's a decoration, mechanical, intrinsical decoration. I don't know if it has the internals in here. It's a T-way. I think in the description before the link it says crap reel or some useless or something like it. So it's completely useless. I didn't pull the trigger on this one, if you are curious, because I don't think it will work very well, so I just passed it. Again, sorry for this. Okay, it's gone. Cast King Castrol Elite Magnesium Frame. Again, I got this because of the fellow Americans, so if you have to deal with... Do you use Google Lens to translate sometimes? Translate what? Even though I sometimes sound retarded speaking English, I do the same in Portuguese, and that's my native language. So it's hard to believe, but I probably have better vocabulary in English for mechanics than and for weird stuff than in Portuguese. Okay, the Chinese. Yes, I use it a lot. I use it most of the time it's completely useless. I think the best way to use it it's um, and this will sound funny. So English is weird, Portuguese it's useless, and Spanish, which I can understand, it's I think it's the better direct translation from Chinese um, on Google Lens. So if you speak any Latin language and you use Google Lens in English from Chinese and you want to make some understanding, try to use Chinese. Barty X77, I have this equipment and I highly recommend it. The casking casserole. Because sometimes their description in English is very bad. And in Chinese is also very bad. I think they are still on the phase they want to target keywords instead of give real information. I offered my services to Me Fine and Pure Lure and like the brands that I and iStar for free. Man, just send me the the like the paper with the idea in English, and I will read proof it for you guys for free. Just because I hate to see like it's funny to read, but if you really need the information and you cannot read it because it's Chinglish and it makes no sense, it's very annoying. Like still with me with the Pure Lure, you see a lot of typos. Like the reel that I show you, it's I think it's Pioneer. It's weird. So Barty X77, what do you like on the casting casserole? I bought it because I think it's uh, I don't think it will cast very low, but I'm very curious about the magnesium frame, even though it will not be the lightest reel that I own. It will be actually the lightest metal frame by not a lot, but you need some help getting a rod for the Anatono Starfall. It has a cast rating to 15 grams. I mainly fish for perch, honey, one no a good rod. I have rods capable of that. I have the Elf, the Elf Pro. I can use it. That's the shame with DC reels. If the DC reels came out like on the Twitch chat season where I use jigs, it would be awesome because I could just blast like jigs, and I can use jigs from 1 gram because I have them, or I think 1.5 grams, until 12 grams. So if they came out between May and like late June, beginning of July, it will be the perfect timing for me to test the DC reels. Maybe next year if some more come out quite inexpensive, or if I just do a quick test, I may bring them out again on Twitch chat season. It's a pity that Casking doesn't introduce a lot of new products on Aliexpress. They are now only promoting on the American market. Yeah, it's a shame, and that's because of the American market. It's why I bought this reel. I think with all the coupons, again, Casking, it's a very weird store. I paid like 101 euros, something like that, and they have a lot of. I saw that they had a Valiant Eagle Ultra Reel. It's that the one, the Chinese motive one, because in Timo appears me one reel from Casking that comes on a very fancy box, and it is like gold and red, and it looks like it came out from like a novelty Chinese thing. The way it's colored, like the iStar, the red one with the dragon. And Okay, so it's the one that I'm thinking, and it's actually quite expensive. I think it's like 80, 90 euros, something like that. Uh, so, and no, not 2 weeks. I've seen it for 2 months ago, I think. So, for a long time. And I also got this. So, if you follow most of the people that do VFS reviews, they all claim, not this one, sorry, this one. I got this one, but this one I put the two links. This is in the Red Peak Tackle and Outdoor store, the my favorite store that I never buy anything in there, I think. But basically, this is the latest version, if I can remember correctly. Um, you pay a premium because of casting marketing. That's my problem with brands. Man, just give me something that is cheap and good, and guys like me will do the work for free. Uh, don't don't pay some douchebag that is using something else and it's not. Okay, let's not call them douchebags. Professional, um, professional influencers, professional fishermen. And again, I don't think it's worth it to do that sort of market. At least with me, I don't buy it. I don't care what the guy says it uses, because if you follow for any amount of time professional fishing or like professional influencers, it all sounds very very crap. Uh, Man, I post a video every week with a review, and I'm not like shining myself up, but like basically I put a video every week where I fish and I catch fish. Sometimes the catches are crap, but I don't understand how you put like one video every 2 weeks or something like that, and it's like a compilation of you just catching fish on private lakes and saying this is the best gear ever. It can be, but I would prefer that they didn't pay you to promote it and passed all the savings to myself. So I would prefer to buy it cheaply. I'm looking for a casting with a titanium spool. I heard of that, but I have no idea. I think I saw a video of someone talking about it, but I cannot remember where. So I have no idea. We cannot buy most casting in Brazil because they have a representative. That's me with Daiwa locally. If I try to buy something out of ordinary, you need to get the box. So I cannot get him through like my friend store. Okay, the elf is a bit out of the price range, something like 50 euros and under if possible. Tsurunoya Dragon, I got one. I will talk about it in a bit. Pure Lure Sharpen, Pure Lure Stream. It can be like with coupons under that. Let me think about more. Sorry, not the Tsurunoya Dragon. That will not go to 15 grams, but the Sharpen and the Stream, I think will do it. Probably the Sharpen you will have one that is like 3.5 grams to 15. Moving on, my head. Money talks. Those Americans are promoting casting like is the best thing out there. Again, I don't go for. Rokoyoko says, "Have you tested the Pure Lures on a rod?" No. Even though I talk a lot with Pure Lure, that's one rod that I usually don't mention. It's too heavy. It seems fancy, but it seems too heavy. One rod that I really want to test from Pure Lure, but it's been out for so much time, Um, Please include the casting distance test when you get the realm. The rod looks amazing. I can do a casting distance test with the realm. The thing is that I got the realm spinning version because the spinning. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I can cover that because basically I got the flight feather. This is the new version. I bought the older version, not the colored one. I got the black one that is already out of stock. I bought this, the FF0130S. So I just got this because everyone says it's the easiest reel to cast lower weights. I will see it. They say it's better than the Pure Lure Silver Feather Air with upgraded bearings. So I'm very curious to see it. I think I paid 130 for it. So under the VAT cap, which is most important to me because I don't want to be bothered with customs. And I think it's all the casting reels that I've got. Mihai86 said, try Japan Lure Shop for diver reels. That was where I was looking for the JDM Legalis to buy as a yardstick reel. But then again, man, it's very annoying to get things. My preferred method it's being able to get things through Aliexpress because usually they are available worldwide. That's why you don't see me putting things in here from Timo. I can say that you can get them there, but if I send a link from the things that I have in Timo in Portugal, which rods are massively less expensive there than in AliExpress. Reels are more expensive, rods are cheaper. If I send a link from someone in Spain, which is the next country after Portugal, the links don't work. So it's quite hard, and I don't want people to deal with customs. It's very annoying. But I might do it for myself. Rods. I bought rods. So I've bought I think 5 or 6 rods. I got this. It was early bird deal. I got it for 25 euros. I don't know if it will be any good. Fishing Fans has very nice blanks. I have the performance. Someone crapped on me because it has a lot of fancy stuff and I put it on B tier or something like that, or A tier. Again, the rod has some dampness. I don't say it's a damp rod. It's a very sensitive rod, but it has some dampness. I just wish that they didn't paint the blank. I think it's something with the red paint on the some part of the blank that makes the rod feel weird, and I cannot put my finger where, but it is. But let's move on. I got this rod because imagine me on vacation with this travel rod where it's a spinning and a casting rod. 43 centimeters, it can go on Ryanair. Rancy 3.0, you have an extension. You have an extension bit. You have the first section with guides. You have guides for spinning. You have guides for casting. You can make it 168 and 150 centimeters. You can put the trigger in there to use with a bait caster. You can put just a normal ring. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw the ring in here is that the only thing that is keeping the pistol grip in place, it will be the feet of your bait caster, because I don't think that this part is threaded, because if you threaded it, if it's a double thread, you could put it on a very different place than it's supposed to go. So let's see. I ordered just, again, someone has to bite the bullet. So I've got one for myself. If it's any good, it might be a good option for someone that cannot decide what rod to take and just want to take a rod with two reels. Moving on, I got another microbite, and I'm still waiting for the holotip to get on the European warehouse to get it, because I don't want to pay 20 euros more. I got this. I think it cost me 30 euros, something like that. It's the Mi 5 microbite travel. So now I will have 3 microbites, and in a couple of weeks I'll be buying the holotip, and I will have 5 microbytes. So 4 microbytes, sorry. What version did I order? I ordered the casting 198 centimeter version, so 0.5 to 5 grams. Why not? That's what I say. 42 plus 46 ton carbon. A lot of them, I think the longer models are all out of stock already. Yeah, so the 2.1 meters and 2.2 meters are out, but such a nice rod. And if I'm able to do what I plan for next year, it will come out handy. So even the weight didn't suffer a lot. Pretty cool rod. I also got a Tsurunoya Dragon. Again, this is like the Cast King Castrol Elite. I just got it because a lot of people say it's a very, very, very good rod. So I've bought, let me check, this version. So I got the 6 foot 1.8 meter, the ultralight. 127 grams. The tip, it's a bit too thick, but again, also on the creek length, and it's a very good rod. So let's see how this goes, but I'm very eager to test it. Tsurunoya, other than the Spirit Fox rod, which is if it wasn't for you have to have more than one reel to test on the rod, or maybe having to specifically order a smaller reel to pair with a very, very long rod. I want to sell my 2-piece version and get the same ones in travel. One thing I've learned is in the Chinese market, if it's a rod, it's very, very successful, and it's not like you will get the travel version eventually. So you have the Marvelous Resolute travel. You have someone made the Delicacy travel. You have the Mi Fine Airspin, which I think it was the first success they had. They made it travel. So yeah, if you wait 1 year, I think it's 1 year since the microbite is out, you will get a travel version. But yeah, it's better for urban fishing. You just put it on the pouch, roll it, put it on the side of your backpack, and you're not hitting everything. If you go on a train or on a bike, you will not break your rod everywhere. So I got this. It's a rod that has been sold for a long time. I just want to see if it's any good. I bite the bullet on this one. I know it will get cheaper, but I just had to get one to test it. Let me find attacking. I just hope it's better than the Nano Jig, because if not, I will feel a little bit foolish. Still waiting on Mi Fine to put in here the information about the blank. So the ergonomics look a lot better. So you have a recess for the palm of your hand on the back part of the reel seat. So that's a nice touch from them. very eager to test. It will come very handy on the winter for miserable chub fishing. And I've got the Pure Lure Novia Max, the lightest version. So I've got the 8 foot, so 2.4 meters, 1.2 to 10 grams. Purifier Phoenix X the Mecca. Need the microbite to have both tubular and solid tip shipped together as an exchange. And it would be a good option to sell them with the two tips. I may ask them if it's a thing that is possible. Need the maybe no. I don't know if it will be able to do because someone already got the hollow tip, and I think the blank has some minimal difference. I don't know if the ferrite will be the same. That's something I might ask me fine. Mihide. How do you store them? I have 39 rods, I will have 40 with the Outrage VFS, that diet will come, and I don't have any more place to... So let me just... So you can see how much I spent in gear. But basically this is what I have. I have more because I still have leftovers from when I fished with bobbers and floats and method fishing, method feeder. So I have more than this. So 107 reels and 106 rods. You see the point where I'm going. Basically what I have, it's, you know, the very cheap chew racks, like where you have like two plastic sides and you have like small aluminum tubes from one side to the other, and you can put like some pairs of shoes. Since that is like open, what I bought, that would be easily be 50k if bought domestic. If we admit that like the microbite, it's a 150 euro rod, or at least 100 euro rod. So if everything is the double, which is not, because I have rods that cost me like 15-20 euros that are 40-ton carbon, and in here would cost like 80. I would not say 50k, but at least 15 to 20,000 euros. Yeah, and I would not even talk about reels, because if Shimano came out with a Pure Lure Silver Feather, it will cost 300 euros or 350. Pure Lure Silver Feather Air would cost, I don't know, Pure Lure Silver Feather DC would cost like 350, 400, because it's able to cast lower weights. Anatono Silver Rhino, if it's a Daiwa or Shimano, would cost 100 euros. So I think it's not on the rods but on the wheels that you get screwed. I think rods are not that bad. I have some rods from Mikado, from Select. Mikado, basically it's the same as the Pegasus, the blanket's the same, and it costs 49 euros. So it's like 9 euros and you can get a rod on a store. It's safer. So I think where we're getting screwed is with reels. So I got the Novia Max, the spinning 8 foot, under 100 grams. Again, it will be one of the longer rods that I have, in pair with Kuying Super Lit, a bit less expensive, but I don't know if the blank will be as good. Hopefully it will be even better. uh, I think the cast weight and the sensitivity, it's probably better because the cast weight, the higher echelon of it, it's not as high. Mikado is polish. I have man, I cannot a wader. It's a wader that you mean from them. My waders are also from Mikado. I got the Circe stream for 16 euros with coupons. Amazing glitter wheel. Yeah, it's the Caesar. It's very good. Again, it's, I would say if they just put it a little bit. Flute rod. Okay, 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 okay. I thought you misspelled waders, but I have waders from them. Mikado is a white label brand. I think they develop things, like they have like a bunch of people testing, a bunch, not, they have some people testing stuff, and then they commission it out for someone. But they do white label quite good because it seems to have like sort of a continuity through the products, which is a nice thing. And they have family of products, which also looks quite good for a white label. It's not like a normal white label where you get, look, this reel looks like nothing else like this reel, and nothing else like this reel, and nothing else like this reel, and the rods are all different, and the grip styles are all different, and they all have different names. That for me, it's a very, very weird thing. Yeah, but basically I have a lot of stuff from Mikado and a lot of stuff from Select. Yeah, it's Polish brand, but equipment is made in, most of them is made in China. So you have Shimano and Daiwa that make things in Vietnam and Malaysia, but the internal components, you have like the handles are made in China. For, I don't know if I will not put my hands on fire for like all the handles for Shimano. I know that Daiwa, they are not all made in China, but the ones from Shimano, they like, I would say probably until you get 250 300 euro reels, and maybe more, they are all made in China. Internal components, you have a lot of internal components made on China. Yeah, you have a lot of that sort of stuff. So it's, at least Mikado is cheap. Off topic, and it's something that you can usually, at least in Portugal, you can grab off the shelf in a store in a hurry if you really need it, and you don't have to wait for it to come out from. Off topic, but can you recommend me a fluorocarbon resistant to knots and like zero? No, don't go with fluorocarbon under 0.20. It's not worth it. Not really worth it. Just stick with like copolymer or monofilament under 0.18, 0.20 millimeters. The okay, the cube that is around. Okay. What I tested a lot of fluorocarbons from Aliexpress, from Daiwa. What was the other brand that I've tested? Some Western brand that I cannot remember. They make lures, but I cannot remember. They are American brand. Either way, but it's very, very annoying. I just stick with mono and copolymer. Yeah. And it's not P-Line, it's another brand, and I will not remember. Miyahi, okay, I'm losing a little bit on the comments. Did you try Hard Rods? I think it's a Spanish company. I have 3 of them. They do a lot of stuff for sea fishing. Again, if you want, guys, I may publish the videos in here. I have tried Mikado rods. I have a select rod to try. I've tried Mikado reels. I've tried Mikado braids. I can do the videos in English if you want. I have them recorded, the unboxing. I'm looking with my friend on the Portuguese store for Heart, but it's reels because Heart is the only company that we could find that had light spinning reels, so 150, 170 grams, that were not like ice fishing reels, so proper reels that are light. And Heart was the only company that we found that sell them under 50 euros. Wonder how the Queen Gravin stacks up with a pure lure reflex arc. So, Queen, I quite like the Super Lit for what it is, a long rod, very good sensitivity, nice ability to pin fish. I had a blast fishing with it. I have the Queen Artist, the video is not out, I just cast the rod a few times. I think the rod is too expensive for what it is. I don't know if you put it side by side with the Marvelous or Lemoran Magic Shadow. It's not a question that it's better, because again, from 50 euros that one cost and 125 euros that the other one cost, it's like you don't see anything. It's like you get like 10, 20, not, I would not say it's, if it's 20, 15% better than like that rod from Marvelous, it's a fair assessment, and it's so much more money. So I don't know. And still, the Arc Reflex is a very expensive rod, but you can, it's like the handing Skull Wolf. It feels different. It might not feel double the price difference, but it feels like 30, 40, 50, 60%. And you know that increments in fishing are very expensive, but you feel that you get something, not that you just get a little bit and you pay much more money. Barty X, so keeping up with chat. I fish with a friend who is there a PM. I have a lot of information about this company. As you said, they are consistent and have an orderly product line. I know the guy that is the, I don't know if he's a product manager, but he's the head in Portugal, and very nice guy, very cool dealing with them. They are, I don't know if I can tell this, but they are coming out with BFS stuff, like proper BFS. They have a finesse rod. They will come out with a BFS rod. It's like 50 euros, I think. Don't quote me on this, and don't tell no one that I've told you this, because I think it's only on the 2026 catalog, but luckily you'll probably not be hearing this. And I think the rods are made by either by Mifine or by the factory next door. I have guys. I have the Diver Reverli 400 euros real. It's made in China. I tested the 0.12 from Zukibo, but I lost a few tungsten due to not snapping. Where did you break the knot? On the leader? That's my problem with thinner fluorocarbon. The knots get too tight and too angled, and the line will just break. So if I use small fluorocarbon, they will break always on the Palomar, because it's where you have like less loops. if I change it for a mono or copolymer, I'm from Poland, so if you need anything from Mikado, let me know. Again, if I need anything, I can call that guy. But if you have access to the 2026 catalog, you will find somewhere a rod that is ultralight and has like a pistol grip. So they will be coming out. Unfortunately, not yet with affordable BFS weight casters, but the rods are there. Again, I'm getting this rod. Hopefully to get Thunder, I hope. And last rod that I've got, it's the Pure Lure Realm. This is a bass fishing rod. Very, very late, and by late I mean the season already ended, so I'll probably use it in something else. I order the 6'5", 1.95 meter version, 1.8 to 8 grams, 77 grams. It looks pretty cool. I think this will probably be a stick, but I need something that is able to cast lower weights but still has the oomph for me to be able to fish the bottom. And I also need something that I need rods that are like 2 meters and over 2 meters, because I want to test like 200-gram reels but again, still being able to cast lower weights. So this is everything that I got that. I think I got like 1 or 2 spools of fake for my cheeky little autotone reels that I have there to spool. I got some hooks, and that was about it from the 11/11 sale for me. I'm just waiting for the microbite to get near Barty X77, so the Polish warehouses, so I can get it 20 euros or 10 euros cheaper. And I also want the longer version, the 230 centimeters. Hopefully, maybe if the weather is good, I might be able to go after sea bass properly this year. I have a bunch of stuff now, and it will be good enough. Fender Fingers 72. Your English is fine. I know that my English is fine. The problem is that I speak probably on the same way in English and in Portuguese. So it's not with Pisca Maniac. You can use for sea bass in winter. Yes, I can use for sea bass. The problem is that I like to respect the species, and they will be making babies, I think, until February, something like that. So I will give them time and respect, and maybe on that time I will try to go after Zander and pike, because this year I only caught 1 pike and I'm yet to catch a Zander. So I'm using this heavier, not heavier, but yeah, like the trout. It's not an official, it's something that I like to do. And I don't go that much after sea bass. Again, I don't fish that heavy. The heaviest I fish is when I'm fishing actually for trout. And it's quite hard to find a good day where I can go fish for sea bass in the morning and have perfect weather. I will not say perfect weather, but at least perfect tide. Have good conditions for me to be able to fish lightly for bass. It's a very hard combination. And last year I had a couple of days. The Zander is from March till the end of June. We don't have a season for Zander in Portugal because it's an invasive species. I could eat all the Zander that I wanted all year round. I don't do it obviously because they are on dams, and dams are not natural. So our um, native species don't do well on them, so I just this for legal reasons. I have to say that every time I've caught an exotic species, and actually all of them, they just slip out of my hands and fall on the water. While I'm trying to chase them to kill them because they are invasive species, and I'm really going and try to punch them to that, but they just escape. And that's my statement on allegedly releasing exotic, is not exotic, invasive species. Yeah, but that's it. I'll try to use these heavier setups for that. Zander, pike, maybe February sea bass. You'll probably see me using these heavier setups for bass. Up for not sorry, for trout. And maybe this year I will start to go after a lot of hate for Zander out there. It's not hate. It's basically Portugal. It's you have retarded fishermen. That's why if you are a member of a channel, you see me fishing on a spot. I will not say even what type of spot it is, but since it has so much markings, I put that as a members only because it will got wrecked. And because they hit 7 times more than a catfish to gain 1 kilo. Again, that is not a problem where they exist. The problem in Portugal is that everything is a problem, like pollution, uh, retaining retaining waters in dams, all that crap. Like in here, you have massive dumpings of trash on the water. You have, I will not say it like it was on the 80s, on the beginning of the 90s, but you still have discharges. You still have domestic sewage going into the river in some places. Not that is a huge health concern for humans, but for fish is always crap. You see me wading on this on my hometown river with water levels like this, with barbels frying on the water. It's invasive species a problem? Yes, they are part of the problem. Would the native fish be okay even if we took all the invasive species? No. So unless we tackle all the problems, couldn't care less about what they have to say about invasive species. Is there any good telescopic rod above 2 meters for around 5 to 15 grams? The only, but I don't know. I don't know what is the cast weight. I don't know if it will go that well. That I'm going from Poland to Sweden in search of Zander, and they also have big pike there probably. Pure. So I have a medium light rod from Pure Lure, which is this one, but I don't think it will go to 2 meters. Yeah, biggest one that they have, it's 1.8. I hope you will not get gobies in your rivers. I'm desperate because of them. We have something similar in Portugal. We have like native species that are like that, but what did we have in here? Yeah, the biggest one it's 180 centimeters, and I don't know of another that is telescopic and that length and that cast weight. Yeah, this year I caught like 50 something centimeter spike, quite small. A lot of old farts there, like on the middle of the week. I went on a day off, and it's they just kill and kill and kill and kill. And we are talking about a dam that didn't exist like 3 years ago, so there's no way that would be any native species in there. So just retarded folks. Uh, uh, uh. My Polish brother, going to Romania, we have a lot of big Xander. Man, I had Romanian co-workers. Casking do 7 foot. Casking has telescopic rods. Yeah, but maybe they are not on Aliexpress. Because I cannot see them anywhere. Mm-mm-mm. Nope. Yeah, but in here again we have a lot of. It's very 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 weird. Yeah, but casking has a. It had a bad track record of canceling and products disappearing. A bit annoying. Like the other day, I was doing the list and or the cards, and I was looking through the links, and Cast King Valiant Eagle 2 Pro disappeared from AliExpress. Tsurunoya also has the habit of doing that. The Tsurunoya Artemis disappeared. Now it only has the 2500M model. The Tsurunoya Elf Pro, now I cannot get it in Portugal anymore. So if you send me the link, I can see it. If I search in here, I think it will not appear. We can test it. No, as you can see, look, no Tsurunoya Elf on search. I can find the Spirit Fox, which is actually at a nice little price, 60 euros. So with casting, you have a new product every 3 to 4 months. It's the same for their products disappearing. Yeah, but the Centrum reel, it's still available to buy, and I think I bought mine 3 years ago. So that's actually quite weird. But this rod, it's a shame that it has this like such small of a stem on the first guide, and that the first guide it's so away from the real seat, because the rod, other than that major flaw, which is actually quite major, it's pretty awesome. You have sensitivity even with slack line if you're using like braid, which is quite rare on a rod, especially this long. Let's just cruise on AliExpress. So anyone has any more questions or want to start a riot or something like that? Let's see if there's anything. I don't know. One thing that I don't understand about AliExpress and actually all markets, it's that they should categorize products as a one-time buy or a one-time long buy or something like that, because I just bought this, and it's still. How to convince my wife to buy another wheel? So, firstly, what you need to do is spend a lot of your own money, start a YouTube channel, test stuff, be honest, um, post affiliate links, get affiliate money, grow the channel, get YouTube money back, grow it until it gets self-sustained, but you still never pay the first initial investment. And you still put your money in from time to time. So that's one way. And then you say, honey, I need to go out, I need to make new content, and you just bugger off fishing. Pisca Maniac, Atoton FF. Wait 2 seconds, I will just appear back. Thanks a lot for the advice on the rods. At least 7 foot or more. Lure casting from 3 to 15 grams. Casting 60 to 50 to 60 euros. When it comes for the experience of more expensive Chinese rods, I really like the Kirin truncheon rods. They are comparable to the rods from the studio. Lamiglas and Talon. I recommend you when it comes to pike fishing. Man, I went pike fishing with a Pure Lure Zero. So, but someone talking about Autotone. So this is the WW. I call it the Walter White. So this is like 15 euros. And it's not even properly greased. Knob, even though it doesn't rotate a lot. Actually, it rotates a lot. It's very, very comfortable, very, very low inertia, very, very small. And the whale wire, one piece, double sliders inside. Pretty cool for 15 euros and quite small and quite light. The FF that you mentioned, I also have it in here. Looks gorgeous. Also, it needs a little bit of grease because you can hear internally that it would do with more grease or better grease, like a little bit more fluid or more sticky grease. But double sliders, again, also one piece bale wire. Sounds very, very good. Drag. I did the unboxing already. I'm waiting to put line on it. But the knob, it's not perfect, but it's also quite good. Autotone, if they get their shit together to get good quality control, and if they improve the quality control and ask 5 more euros per reel just for quality control and shimming and putting everything properly together, which I think it's feasible for 5 euros, they are an unbeatable force on budget stuff. Zhenyang, I look into it. In some places it costs, like in Timo you can get it for 12 euros. Zhenyang has one interesting reel. They sell a bait caster which is 20 euros with shallow spool. I think it weighs 140 grams and it already comes with hybrid ceramic bearings. So I was interested in testing that one to see if it's any good because it looks more solid than the Sembrel Phantom, which breaks apart on your hands. But now we have the Anatono Silverino as an affordable baitcaster. Yeah, internals will always be the same, or at least shared, but these ones are getting quite nice. And I think this one, if I'm correctly, the FF, if you know the reel, I think this one also has a skirt to prevent the line to go on the main shaft. So yeah. I don't know how well the camera will focus because this is with it also has a skirt, so you're getting a lot of stuff for I think 20 euros. How can you find the Castrol Elite on the search? I stripped my FF, works great now. Yeah, what the only thing that they need, again, as I said, 5 euros more per reel, and just shim it, grease it, put a better knob in it, and pretty good. What casting castrol do you mean? The Elite? This one? So much delay from what I'm saying to the chat. If it's okay, this one is linked on the description, but I can't send the link through the chat. Yeah, I will send you the link, but maybe you cannot. It will say it will not ship to you. That's what happens to me if someone sends me a link for the pure Surnoy Elf. But the other day, I don't know if you watched the live, someone asked me for a rod for bass fishing, and I sent them the Pure Lure Stream, and I couldn't find it the cheaper option. And then I went through my orders and I was able to find the link. 120. So in France it's cheaper than in Portugal. It makes sense because I think they adjust the price for the they will probably adjust the price for the shipping cost, and for Portugal it's further away from China. Let me just check. So I still have a bit of time if you have any more questions, because I already went all out on things that I've bought. So if someone was asking about longer rods, I think so. Why the hell this is giving me wholesale prices? I know you know that you buy too many stuff on Aliexpress, then when they give you the wholesale price of stuff, it's very very annoying. So where the hell it's this version? So okay, it's 6'10". 6'10" is almost 7 foot. So with coupons, I think this will go on the. I think it was it's Krill04. Yeah, you can check the sharpen. It might fall on your budget. Oh man, it has shipping. I didn't saw it. I had one rod that was actually quite nice. Las estrellas. Jesus. Not this. The only thing I don't like with Purely is customer support. Again, I will not vouch for any customer support because all the brands know me, and I'm too lazy and out of time to try and create a mysterious customer account on AliExpress just to test the customer support. But again, they know me. Sometimes I get very doubtful. I have a phone work, a phone from work, and I sometimes use an account there to order things because I'm suspicious that some brands know me. Like iStar, they contact me out of nowhere with the info. Um, so if they know me, if they know my user and other guys' users that do reviews on AliExpress, I don't know if they are sending me like things that were messed with just to look better on screen. So sometimes when I think they are brands, I just get a different account, but still it's the same address. I don't know how well they can figure, but I know that I could bet that at least one brand is it's doing it. And I go through the work from getting their stuff from third parties, just to get the real thing. So, and I know that there are guys that are getting paid for doing reviews, which is very annoying because I don't think um, it's a good process. Yeah, but I cannot find. I had one rod. I think I still have it. It's Big World. So long rods I have this one, but this is low cast weight and the rod is a little bit soft. Big World Las Estrellas. Man, maybe they disappeared from AliExpress. The rod is actually quite nice. So maybe it's this. No, we are getting satanic sheets. Yeah, I'm out of options for the rod. At least one that I've actually tested. Let me just check on fishing fans. I will risk on something like this, and I would bet that they have in here like something cheaper. Not this. This is just out of like morbid curiosity. Even though it looks quite good, I hate this type of guides, because when you have guides that are all you only have guides on the end of the elements of your telescopic rod. Special spinning versions, they will bend. Instead of bending on an arc, they will bend on an angle on the junction. It is very annoying. So even though they try to seduce me with black and fuchsia styling, they will not get me. Yeah, I would say something like this. Fishing fans are quite affordable. Krille, and they are actually okay rods. They have very good materials, at least they claim. So I would look on their store, and they also always running like how do you call it, early birds deal. Sometimes you get the rods for almost half the price. So look, something, I don't know how the weight will be. No problems. Thanks a lot for trying to appreciate it. If you manage to come up with something, maybe link in the comments. Yeah, if I try to if I find it, I will leave it on the comment down below and mention you. So grab yourself some sleep, because it's very important for your health. Yeah, but I I would browse the Orca store because, oh look, Orca also has a DC reel, and let's check it out just again out of morbid curiosity. Mm-mm-mm. And it looks, I would say, the same system. Let's see why it doesn't have a photo of the side port. I would really like to see a photo of the side to see it has the port. No, it doesn't have a photo from the side. Maybe it's the same system as the Anatono, Starfall, and DeoQ, and one of the Caesar reels. So, again, another one. I've seen some reviews, and I think people quite like the one from Takuma, the P1DC. There are some Brazilian fellows that quite like it. So, yeah, but fishing funds are a very enticing brand. So, large taper rods, cast weight 7 to 17 grams. Very, very cool looking, but they are good, especially on early bird deals. Yeah, this one looks nice. But moving on, see if there's any good deal laying around, but I don't think so. Everything. Where the hell is the super deals? So if everyone has any question, if not, I will just end the stream so we can all go and have some nice sleep. Look, as I told you, the Ultegra has a lot of paths for upgrading. You have the line guide rollers in here, and you'll have a lot of stuff to upgrade the reel if you want it. Yeah, not a lot of good things in the super deals today. Maybe if they crap out on the 11/11 sale, they don't sell as much as they thought they would. Maybe the Black Friday will be better, but I don't think so. So, if no one has any more questions, and I see that a lot of guys are on Europe and probably in worse time zones that I am, go get some sleep. I will do the same. I will see you guys on my next video. I am enjoying more and more to do the lives. A lot of back and forth with the chat, and with the winter coming, where I really don't like to fish on heavy rain because it's quite annoying, I will probably do more lives. And with that said, I will see you guys on my next video.